Hi, and welcome to Managing My Money with Rosa. Today, we are going to review my $3,907 dividend portfolio and see exactly how much I made off of it in the month of May. If you are new here, please take a second, hit subscribe down below. I'd really appreciate it. If you are a subscriber, thank you. I appreciate so much that you want to come back and spend a little bit more of your time with me. Everybody, please take a second, hit that thumbs up button, and I would love to hear why you invest. And if you don't invest, I would like to hear if you'd be interested in investing. So today we're going to review four big things. The first are my goals. I have long-term, short-term, and purchase goals. Next, we're going to review what I purchased in the month of May. We're going to look at my portfolio review. We're going to pop out of here and go over to track your dividends real quick, and then my Google spreadsheet and look at those. And then last but not least, we're going to look at the total that I got paid. We're going to do it by week and then see what the whole month made. So goals. Why I have goals and why you should too. I believe goals should be at the forefront of why you do anything financially. You need to know where you're going. I have goals so that I can keep in track and in mind what's going on with everything. Am I reaching what I'm supposed to be doing? When it comes to dividend goals, these take a really long time sometimes to get to, just because dividend growth, unless you can start with a huge pot of money, and I did not, if you can start with a huge pot of money, you'll see dividends come in just all over the place and it'll be really great. But if you don't, and you're starting somewhere really small, guys, dividends take a really long time to grow. I don't care what percentage you get off of them, they take time. And these goals help me stay focused and in sync and knowing where I'm going. And sometimes I come back and revise these goals, but goals to me set the tone for what I'm doing financially, especially when it comes to my dividend investing. So my long-term goals. I would love to have a $100,000 dividend portfolio value. Now, currently it's only at $3,900. Ranges around the $4,000 mark. Sometimes it's a little more, sometimes it's a little less, just depends. Like last night when I made this video, my portfolio was hanging out at about 3,920. This morning, it just keeps dropping because, well, I waited until after the market opened to be able to do this. So that fluctuates from day to day. It also fluctuates on how much I have put into it recently. I would love to earn $80,000 a year. That would mean I don't have to work anymore. Whoa! And it would still be able to reinvest inside of itself. Currently, I'm only earning $293. You know what? That's more than what I was earning even 6 months ago. So it's small and 80,000 is really far away, but I am slowly inching my way up there, and keeping this in mind really is helping me stay focused on, okay, Rosa, you need to do more dividends. Okay, Rosa, we need to put this into dividends. I also would like each of my position to DRIP, one full share. DRIP stands for Dividend Reinvestment Plan, and it's where my brokerage automatically takes the dividends that I get and puts it back in and purchases additional positions in that particular stock. Currently, 3 of my 24 dividend positions are dripping one full share. Now, one of them is really close. I don't intend on growing it so that it reaches that one full, but it's really close, so I consider it done. So really it's only 2, and then one's really, really almost there, but we're just gonna go ahead and call it 3. And then last, I would love to have a house daddy. So that $80,000 a year would mean that I don't have to work and my husband doesn't have to work. And the first goal is to get him to not have to work. I love him, but he hates going to work. Today, as he left for work, all he could do was moan and groan and whine that he had to go to work. Oh, okay. Well, we're not at a point financially where he can stay home. So long term, that's what I want my dividends to do, is to pay his paycheck. Short-term goals, I want to have a $5,000 dividend portfolio value by the end of this year. Now, I'm going to be honest, when I started the year and I was hanging out roughly 3,000, a little bit under, I was like, there's no way I'm going to make it to 5,000. Well, between the markets going up, additional purchases, all that other stuff, I'm sitting at around $4,000. Oh my gosh, 5,000 might actually be able to be doable by the end of the year. Now, I don't know, but I am so stinking excited. Next, I want to earn $25 a month. So when I started dividend investing in August of 2021, I couldn't wait to get to the $10 mark. So that actually didn't take very long just because I was investing in a couple of things that helped grow real fast. Now I started the beginning of this year with I wanted to get to $20 a month by May. I made that. I even passed it. Right now I'm sitting at $22.95 a month, and that's an average. It doesn't mean that's what I've earned yet. That is an average. There are some months that are lower, there are some months that are higher, but average out, I'm going to get $22.95. So $25 by the end of the year is definitely doable. I know that the $20 goal really pushed me and made me analyze what I was purchasing and why I was purchasing it and where I was going to purchase next. So I love this goal because it again keeps me focused on why am I doing what I'm doing. I want to grow each of my positions bi-monthly. I put $25 into my brokerage every time I get paid. I get paid twice a month. And from there, that is that $5 growing each position. So far, we've been doing really good. I have met that goal every month so far. So just keeping it up and keep going. And then to continue to receive a dividend every week. Now, when I first started, I kind of just did a wide variety of things, didn't look at any dates. And that was August of 2021. And by November of 2021, part of the thing that had changed for me was I wanted a paycheck every week. I've done it. And I cross my fingers, thankfully have done this every month since November. And I'm looking like I'm still going to continue to do that. Now, there are a couple of months that get a little sketchy and I'm not certain, and I have to wait for something to finally confirm that that's the date it's going to get paid. But I've done really good. Now, yes, some weeks, just because my positions are little, they're little itty bitty checks. But one day I will be getting a paycheck every week that'll take care of everything I need. And I cannot wait for that. So I also have purchase goals. And these are not wishy-washy, but they're not set in stone. So I've got a couple of stocks that I'm looking at, AGNC, OHI, and PSEC, and these three pay monthly. I also like the percentage for their yield right now. So I'm sitting the fence on how much I'm in, where the stock is, but these three are on my radar for potentially putting any extra money that I get into those three. I also have two that pay quarterly, ARCC and PFLT. And I like all five of these essentially. And really, so last week I had some extra money, I got some mileage, and I was able to make a purchase. And I made it because it was down to the price point that I wanted. And I missed out on something because it wasn't at the price point. Like I wanted some more AGNC, but it was too high compared to where I wanted it. So it had to get skipped. So these purchase goals are a little loose. But these are the five that are completely on my radar right now to increase each of these positions. So now that we've talked about my purchase goals, let's go look and see exactly what I purchased in the month of May. So that bi-monthly purchasing is my $5 intentional growth. Up in the corner, I will put a card for you to see my most recent dividend purchase for this $5 growth. So at some point this month, or in the month of May, I got AGNC, ARCC, Acre, BTG, and EPD. And then my second check of the month, I got Gold, FUTY, FDHY, FSPTX, and GLAD. And it's just $5. Kind of like a maintenance fee. It just helps them grow. Without this, they kind of stay stagnant. And it's been really nice to see them slowly grow over time. I also made some bigger purchases other than just that $5. Now, I got lucky, my mileage check, I get mileage checks, so I had a little bit of extra money came in, and I was able to buy 21 shares of PSEC and 6 more shares of PFLT. These two, looking at their yield, looking at their price point, they were where I wanted them to be, so I went ahead and bought in. Again, it just depends on where all of it is. And that is really what I look at. I take those 5 stocks that I showed you earlier, and I kind of look, what am I willing to get? How much money do I have? So between all of that, I grew each of those positions. Yay! So let's go look at my portfolio real quick. We're going to pop out to trackyourdividends.com, and then I have a Google spreadsheet. I absolutely love trackyourdividends.com. It is a quick, fast, easy way for me to house just my dividends. This is outside of my brokerage. It is not linked to my brokerage, but it gives me a quick snapshot. So right now, well, when I refreshed last time, my portfolio was worth $3,907 and it was down $131. My portfolio yields 7.49%. My yield on cost is 7.24. I know my annual income is $2.93. And then it goes in and it looks at each of my positions. So my Aries commercial real estate, my acre, I know that I only have 3.45 shares. It tells me what the most current price is, how much it's changed for the day. My average cost is what I put in. It tells me if I'm up or down, gives me my dividend yield, my yield on cost, and my annual income. So it's a quick snapshot all the way down. But you'll notice that I really don't own a lot of anything. And then you get to BTG, and I do own a lot of that. But that's because a year ago, when my husband and I, market was going crazy. He's like, oh, we need to get into gold. So I bought into 3 gold mining companies, and this is one of them. And then I just kept increasing the position. So now I'm at 107 shares. It is one of my largest positions by far. Now, yes, I'm down $60, but that's okay because it will eventually go back up. I have 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 7 shares, 13 shares, another 1, 2. So you see, it's not a whole lot. Then we get to ORC, Orchard Island Capital. I've got 116. Now I'm way down in it. I got in a little way too high. In August, when I got in, it was 505. I was really excited because it looked like it was on its way up, and it's not. So I'm in a little high, but that's okay. It's still paying me great dividends. It's paying 17%, and actually it's 11% on what I paid for it, but that's okay. It's still a great dividend yield. The next one that I have a whole lot of is OXSQ. It is also, it's one of the 3 that pays me a full, basically it drips a full share every time. So at that 128, now I'm down $4.09. That's just because I keep buying as it drops down. So this one I'm really happy about. I like my ORC. I might end up getting rid of it at the end of the year. I don't know right now, but it's just sitting on hold, waiting to see what in the world is going on with it. And then I own a little bit of AT&T and a little bit of ExxonMobil. One of my favorite views inside of here is the upcoming dividends view. And this really gives me a great snapshot. So I love the stock payout calendar. It tells me each of the tickers and then how much I'm going to get paid for each of those. Now, this is theoretically if I owned all of those shares on time. So let's talk about that PSEC one. I'm not going to get $2.70. I was not in by the ex-dividend date. So it's all right. But it's nice to think about that that's what's going to happen next month in July when I am invested in all of those at the right time. I love this calendar down here. Again, a quick snapshot. Am I getting a paycheck every week? I am getting a paycheck every week. Yay! And then it goes into July. Now, some of these will change colors as they confirm. You can come down and it gives you information about how much you're getting, the totals, and then the payment date. So this is a nice little chart too, but I really, really, really love the stock payout calendar. So I take these 3 numbers. I am a true numbers nerd, guys. I take these 3 values and I put them into a Google spreadsheet that I have. Now let's go talk about it before we put any numbers in. So inside of here, it looks at my actual year to date projected based off track your dividends. Now I don't always get that value, remember, because sometimes I'm not in by the ex-dividend date, but if I was, this is what I would be getting projected wise. I have a chart in here that pulls in that tells me how much I've gotten paid for the year for each of the quarters. And then as we scroll down, each of the months, and it gives me a cute little chart off of here too. So I like to see how much it's changed. Now I'm going to be honest, I don't remember the last time that I updated this. It's been a little while, probably a week or 2. So I know that this has changed. Oh, I did the wrong thing. I should not have copied. I should have copied and then paste special. Sorry, forgot that I had to do that. It's been a while since I have come in here. I only want the values. All right, and that's so that as I change these numbers, these don't change and I can see how much it really has increased. All right, so 2798, that was 2171, 2171, 2185. I think that's what it was. Let's go here real quick. Oh, 87. All right. 87. All right. So yay, everything went up, hoping it would. So I'm monthly. I was getting $22.95. Now I'm projected to get $23.85. So I'm stinking close to that $25 goal. I just need to keep going. And then what I've loved, so I've set it up so I know how much I'm going to get paid a day, how much I'd get paid an hour if it was a 24-hour. And then if I was working 40 hours a week, how much I would be getting paid. And I think this line is absolutely hysterical. Basically, I'm making 14 cents an hour off of a 40-hour week. That's all right. Once it gets high enough and it can replace my husband's salary, he gets to quit working because that's when we'll start to use this. All right. So now let's go back here. If you have not already, please take a second, hit that subscribe button. Everybody, please thumbs up. And if you do have a dividend portfolio, I would love to know how you track your dividends. I do a combination of that, track your dividends and Google spreadsheets. And if you use something different, I would love to hear it. So let's go see exactly what I've received. And we're going to do this by week. So May 1st through the 7th, I got a couple of checks. The first one was from AT&T for 75 cents, FDHY for 24 cents, PFLT for 31 cents, and JEPI for 56 cents. Now, I get none of those are a lot, and that's okay because littles add up. I got a total of $1.86 in the first week. Again, guys, remember, I don't even have a $4,000 portfolio. This to me is great. I am headed in that right direction of working on a paycheck every week. May 8th through the 14th, I got a check from AG&C for 63 cents, OHI for 244, ORCC for 85 cents, for a total payment for the week of $3.92. So again, some weeks are greater, some weeks are less. May 15th through the 21st, I got a check from EPD for $1.25 and a check from Maine for 52 cents. Totaled out $1.77 for the week. Not as good as week 2, but that's all right. I'm still making money. May 22nd through the 28th, I got a check from PSEC for 84 cents, ORC for 518, for a total of 602. Now, ORC is one, guys, if that's something of interest to you, you need to be very careful. It is one that has really made me mad. And that's not the word I want to use, but ORC, I bit off a little bit more than I could chew, jumped in, but it pays me decent. So keep in mind, if you jump into something, it may not go the way you want it to go. And last week of May, GLAD paid me 44 cents. OXSQ paid me $4.45 for a total on the week of $4.89. Now, each of those weeks really isn't worth a whole lot, guys. It really isn't. But when you add it all up for the total in May, I got paid $18.46. I am so excited. Guys, part of looking at dividends is what could I actually buy with that? Now, I could go out and buy my husband and my son something to eat at a fast food restaurant. A lot of times I don't eat fast food, but they do. I could go to the grocery store and maybe pick up a rotisserie chicken and some sides for $18.46. $18.46 really isn't a lot, especially with inflation and the way prices are going. But guys, it's $18.46 that I wasn't expecting. It is more interest than if I just put that $3,000 in the bank. Never going to get $18.46 in 1 month out of putting it in the bank. So not a whole lot, but guys, it's growing. And if you can get into investing in some way and start growing what you want, it is so worth it. So guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me for just a little bit. If you have any questions or suggestions, I would love to hear them. Put them down in the comments below. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe and thumbs up. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a great day. Bye, guys.